Well folks, on this week's Land Cruiser failure, I'm going to find out why my electric seats have stopped working. They just stopped out of the blue, for no reason. They will only adjust forwards and back. I don't have any up, down or tilt. My memory seats have never worked, and my tilt and telescope steering wheel has never worked either. But the electric seats at least were fine. That's no longer the case. One day I'll dismantle that steering column, but today is not that day. Now there's no funny business with the Land Cruiser. The seats will adjust whether the ignition is on or off. Doesn't matter if the door is open or closed. You don't even need a butt in the chair. It will let you adjust them no matter what. So there's no funny business there. We're going to start off with some basic diagnosis, and I'm not using my hammers today. Someone suggested to me that the fuse was blown, so we'll start there because there's a fuse box just in there. That's where I'll start my diagnosis. It's the last fuse in the bottom right hand corner here. Just a 30 amp fuse. Now there's still continuity. I've just checked it with my multimeter, so that's no problem. I don't think I'll be able to do that one-handed, but trust me, that has continuity. It's still good. I'm going to swap it anyway because this one's got a bit of corrosion on it. I'll swap it with this one and we'll see if that makes any difference. I've had the battery disconnected for about 6 hours. I've swapped the fuse. Although it was good, I swapped it with a new one just for good measure. Checked the resistances. It's all perfect. Now my seat has retained the ability to go forward and back. No problem at all there. And yes, keys are out of the ignition, but the chair still works. Keys in or out. But now my buttons have worked so that the chair has gone all the way up to the maximum height at the front and all the way up to the maximum height at the back. Still no tilt, and now the seat has gone up to the max and won't come back down. So let's turn our attention to the switch itself. Let's get this seat cover off and dismantle the switch and see if we can learn anything. There's one on the front there, there's one just here, there's one on the rear. This is the easy one to get. The other one is trickier. You can just see it in the gap there. Gets me enough access. More screws, yay. So now I'll get TechStream loaded up on the laptop and I'll do some diagnosis there. But I just wanted to show people that you can indeed adjust the seat with the laptop. So this is a program called TechStream, which is Toyota's diagnostic, and you can go into the active test section and you can pick all the different motor functions. And I've got lifter operation here, and I'm just going to press and hold that button and the seat will adjust. Down it goes. That is the only way I can adjust my seat. So I know the motors work, it's just the switches don't. Actually, let me see if I can get it to go. So if I hold this button down, my seat does recline, so I know the motor's good. Oh wow, it's gonna recline all the way and it's gonna crush my stuff. My goodness, this TechStream thing is merciless at times. It has no chill. Yeah, alright TechStream. And yet the buttons do nothing. I have to close this interface back into seat reclining. I'm going to press this button and I can get the seat to come up. So that motor for the recliner is working just fine, but the switches are not. So let's assume that's enough. Oh my god, it's going to crush us. Oh shit. Okay, full vertical I guess is the only thing I'm getting. Nothing from the switches. The only way for me to adjust is with the laptop. Go figure. Again, these buttons don't do anything. The only button that works is to slide the whole thing forward and back. I just wanted to say thanks to the person, sorry I forgot who it was, but one of you said check to see if the ECU is receiving logs. So fortunately TechStream has this graph feature, so I can put my two lifter switches active, and I've got 4 sensors here displaying their signal, and you can see the signal is totally flatlined. I'll flip them the other way, and again the signal from the switch is totally flatlined. So that's confirmed. At least I know there's no issue with my motors, or in fact the ECU, because yes, the Land Cruiser seats have their own ECU. That also means there's no issues with my seat wiring, or at least the wiring from the ECU to the motors. That part's fine. The motors are getting the right signals and the right power.
The next morning.
Great news! For reasons I don't fully understand, my seats are now fully adjustable. Like 5 minutes ago they weren't. But now all I was doing was reassembling this plastic panel so it didn't get in your way. And now the seats, like, they now adjust.
5 minutes later.
Or at least... No. Or at least they were. Never mind. They had self-healed and now they've not healed again. I'm really beginning to suspect that it's something with the switch itself that's not quite right. So if I look at how this works right now, these little white toggles push out into to compress these micro switches. When I move a switch like back and forward, what it's actually doing is popping out one of these little white things. So I'll move one now here. See, that pops out. And if I want to go forward, so this is the seat going backwards. This pops out and pushes the micro switch. If I want to go forwards, this one pops out and pushes on the micro switch. Now, I know that these work. This is the forward and backwards. Forward and back works, that's just fine. I know the motors work for everything, because on TechStream, I can move and adjust the motors just fine. What isn't working is my pressing any of these micro switches. Now at first, these two switches broke. So this is the switch for tilting back and forward mechanism. This was just the plastic snap, that was my issue there. Up and down, my problem here is that the seat switch was jammed. And same with the front, the seat switch was completely jammed. So by disassembling, I can now at least get the switches to move. I've now got free movement again. I didn't have that before. So what I'll do is reassemble and try the panel again with the little white plastic inserts in place. I don't know why this board isn't working on its own, but none of these buttons work currently apart from seat forward and seat back. That's all that works right now. But on TechStream, all the motors work. Maybe this panel is just completely fried, but I don't see any evidence of failure other than that it stopped working. So I'll reassemble and see if it works. I'll go and test to make sure that my forward and back are still working and that my tilt are still working, and I'll see what movement I've got out of these two. Forward working, backward working, up doing nothing, or down. Tilt is inoperative also. Great. Forward back working fine, so this switch is just getting worse. The other thing is I can physically move the seat by bridging traces on the back of the circuit board. I can make the seat move forward and I can make it move back just by bridging the traces. However, even by bridging the traces for any of the other buttons, does nothing. So I'm guessing that board might be fried in some way. I got a replacement seat switch from Gary at 80 Breaker. Now there's a bunch of different versions for this car, maybe 3 or 4 different versions depending on what year, and is it a GX or a VX and so on. A bunch of different versions. So I got the switch from Gary. Unfortunately it was the wrong one. It was £80 for the switch, but he gave me a full refund when I sent it back, and he even paid for the postage. But he didn't have the one that I needed, so I went back to Amayama and I got a new one. Now I've got the part number here. It is part 849226040. Toyota wanted £400 plus VAT for the new switch. Toyota Parts Direct were about 380 for the same. 80 quid for Gary for the used one, but he didn't actually have the exact part that I needed. And so Amayama, £110, including the customs and the postage. That was the route that I went down. So I've ordered the switch, it has now arrived, and we'll fit it to the car. Brand new Toyota part, and I'm just gonna swap this one out, one-handed, 5 pins and 5 pins. The other ones are a confusing 12-pin job. Forward works, backward works, nothing. Well, damn it. Brand new seat switch didn't fix it. I'll tell you what, I'm glad I didn't spend £400 getting this from Toyota, since it hasn't worked anyway. Hasn't fixed my problem, but at least now I don't have one that has, you know, shattered clips on it. Just validate the part numbers here. Yes, they are identical. But that means my problem is under here somewhere. I'm gonna have to find the ECU, and I guess maybe I'm gonna have to replace that. Ugh, what a crapshoot. This makes no sense to me. I know the motors are good, I know the switch is good, but it doesn't work except via TechStream. Well, that didn't work either. I'm disappointed that that new switch has done nothing at all. What I can do now is I can unbolt the seats and I'll tilt it back. I've used TechStream so I can move the seat enough now with the motors. I've moved it so I can now tilt it back out the way. I'll have a look underneath the wiring and see if I can notice anything that's untowards. I'll go do that now. My electrical switches here have some sort of manky grease on them. Is that likely to be some sort of electrically conductive hoo-ha? Or have these received mank somehow? Would it be normal to have grease on these plugs? Nothing looks unusual under here now. There's no loose connections, no frayed wiring or anything like that. The only thing that looks a bit unusual to me is this weird sort of yellow grease that's on some of the connectors. I don't know if that's a factory thing or not, but I'm just going to grab some contact cleaner if I've got it. Actually I do, I was going to use brake and clutch, but I've definitely got contact cleaner in there. I'll use that. I'm just going to spray the grease off and give it a clean down just so I can eliminate that possibility. It might be there to help prevent water ingress, like if you flood the car or wade it too deep, but I'm not going to do that, so I'm going to check. It might be Toyota from the factory, but it looks like butter, so I'm just going to take it off, and that way can I eliminate. It's either factory grease, but I don't want it to be unprocessed cheese that's just built up over the years with the car, so I'm going to strip it right off. All we're going to do is give this the contact cleaner spray and a good hosing with the air line. Fuck, that's loud. Nope, that didn't work either. This is getting frustrating. Don't buy a Land Cruiser.
3 days later.
Right then everyone, good news! I'm back on the Land Cruiser this morning and my seats have miraculously fixed themselves. My working theory is that my seat switch was indeed failed, and certainly mechanically it was broken. Some of the plastics were broken, some of the plastics were missing. So I've swapped that switch, that can't have done any harm. And my working theory is that yes, it did indeed have a failed switch electronically. And now that I've left the car overnight, and certainly I've done a bunch of stuff with TechStream, like I've reset all the fault codes, I've reset the engine management light, my working suspicion is that I didn't just need to replace this physical switch, I also had to do some sort of an ECU reset at the same time. So I've done that now, and the good news is it's now fixed. My symptoms were the seat would move forward and back, it didn't have any control over tilt or lift. I was able to move everything from TechStream on the motors, no problems there whatsoever. No obvious problems with the wiring, but somewhere along the line with my TechStream resets and my disconnecting and reconnecting the cables, it looks like it's just all come back to life. So if you're going to do this, replace the switch and then unplug everything and then do a reset with TechStream. That's the best advice that I can give you. So here we are again, no keys in the ignition. I've got forwards movement, backwards, seat goes up, seat goes down, base will lift, base goes down, tilt back, tilt forward. And this is the real bonus. My seat positions now work. They were not working before. Press and hold set in 1 and it beeps. That saves my position. And button 2 is for my wife. That has never worked before. Now I thought that was a problem because my tilt and telescope wasn't working, but now with the seat switch repair, it has also magically repaired my electric memory seats. That is good news. So for the price of £110 for the switch, I've fixed 2 things. I wonder what will break next. Probably the brakes. Or something expensive. Well, I hope that was useful. That's certainly taken me a couple of weeks to resolve by the time I waited for parts and tested stuff. I always try and do the cheapest option first and then work up from there. So like testing the cleaning the connectors and so on before I go spending money on new switches. So that's done. New switch has fixed it, or rather a new switch and a reset has fixed it. So if you've got problems with your seat switch, looks like you need a new one if you've got the same symptoms as me. Anyway, Land Cruiser constantly goes wrong. Don't know why everyone thinks they're reliable. But I still love this car, so I'm going to keep pouring money into it. Right, I hope that was helpful. Subscribe if you want to learn more about Land Cruisers. Stay safe, make good decisions if you can, and I will see you in another video very soon.